Hello, everyone. This is April 1st, and you are in the Gathering, home of the Heal the Earth Initiative. And today is the Artist Life Beacon, and we are going to birth a new song from the Dream Time with Gail Thomas. Hello, Gail.
Hey everybody, so happy to be here with all of you helping bring this song together. It's the song from Heyoka, so it's going to be fun and maybe backwards. so, so just anything goes with Heyoka. And I guess we're going to play this first pass. Read the words and see what comes to anybody.
Gail,
So
I did not open the last email with the. Can you put the words into the chat?
I can,
And
yes,
I
I
will pull
can.
up the music because I've got all that
Okay,
in a folder. And if you can put the
great.
words in the chat.
All right, we'll be rolling.
Okay.
Everybody join in any way they want to. It's wide open here.
So we're going to play each track as it was given. Is that what you want to
Well,
do?
I put it all together. It was
Yeah,
clunky.
I kind of like to do that.
You can
Okay.
do that if you want to. It's my sleepy voice. You guys can hear, how it rolls in, how it keeps waking me up on those
Well, it's a
silly.
process, and the process is very unique, and so
Mm-hmm.
this is so basically what happened. Woke up with the dream, and she started sending me the tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and there were seven of them.
Right. And I didn't even realize that until I got it put together on Band Lab and was glad to be done. You know? And it didn't sound like it went together. It sounded as it came in like it was going to be all over the place and take, you know, who knows what direction, a lot of work. But then when I put it in the order it came in, it just kind of rolled. So that's where it is now. And of course things are, you know, up for co-creation. It was one of those Saturday mornings when I was trying to sleep in, just like the first Heroka song that came a couple years ago, and it took me a year to put that song together. And then I just kind of threw it out there because I didn't know what else to do with it. But it came back to tell me it was done with a closing vocable. And the vocable had a word in it that I didn't recognize, although somebody helped me find it. And it was a word that was familiar.
Deep within your heart, I can tap the stars glowing. Deep within your heart, I can
You
tap
guys gonna have
the
to
stars glowing. Deep within your heart,
share your sleepy voice with me sometime.
stars glowing. Deep within your heart,
Yeah, so here's the second track.
sing to me now, sing to me now. Let's all sing somehow.
So what you're hearing here is
Sing to
a
me
dream,
now,
a
sing to
song
me
coming to
now.
Gail in a dream, and her recording what she's hearing in the dream
La
And
on her
going
phone.
back to sleep and then getting woke up again with another line.
la 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 la
That's the third track, which
la
was the
la la la
it's one of the little
la
bridge exchanges.
And there's seven of those la's. So there's their good song.
wait if I don't stay long. Passing for white if I don't stay long. Kings, 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 ruling everywhere. Kings, 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 that cannot share. Kings, if you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. If you can't face, line it up right. Show it the light. Line it up right. Show it the light. Line it up. I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right from the start, shining on our souls as we do our part, reuniting souls never apart. Sing through me now, sing to me now. Let's all sing. La 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 la, la la la, la la la, la la la. Passing for white if I don't stay long. Just to feel alright, my soul takes flight. Through the darkest night, my life becomes fright. Searching everywhere for insight. Kings, kings, kings ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings that do not care. If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. Line it up right, show it the light, work through the night, keep it inside.
Of course, that was after I was awake. And what I do is I'll get the first line on the recorder and then I'll type out the rest. So that's how it expands. It's bigger. And this is good because it actually let me correct a few things that I'd flipped around.
Did you say you went into BandLab? Did you actually put the tracks into BandLab? Do you have that link?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I do. Let me see.
Because that would be like interesting, because you guys just saw the process of how Gail's songs are delivered. And,
Mhm.
she just grabs her phone and records what she's, and then goes back to sleep and gets pulled back out again. And I think that's pretty unique. And
Mhm.
what was absolutely amazing is that Gail and I were both given a vision of a song on the same day. And I the only one I've really told about it was Keith on the phone yesterday, that I was playing, that I was up front in a band playing. So I remember what I was playing, and I'm about to going to attempt, and it's probably going to take me months to do it, but I'm going to attempt to reproduce electronically the song that I was playing in that dream.
Mhm.
And then Gail messaged me. Gail is only here with the songs from the Dreamtime every other week. this is her in between week. And she messaged me and she said, "Oh, I've got a song. Do we?" I said, "Yep, let's birth it. Let's do it." So here she is. And I think this is absolutely amazing. There's a lot coming. So does everyone have, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go copy these lyrics into that file. Ooh, you
Here's
got a lot.
the first Heyoka song that started. What my understanding is that a Heyoka spirit helper who's done their work has come to me in the time of the thunders, at this time of the year when the thunders return, and is bringing me a series of songs. And this one that I just put in there was the first one. And I can put that, I can put that one, I can put that link in there if you want to hear it.
Yeah, I'd
Took
like to
me
hear
the first Sayoka song. Okay.
well, I'd like to hear this one that we're working on.
Okay.
The
Yeah, I think that's what you played. I think that one I
Oh,
sent you
that
was the
last one
one
with all
where,
the lyrics, that's where you put the vocals into BandLab?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because BandLab makes it easy. I can go through each recording on my phone, and if it doesn't sound quite right, I can play the recording, get in the same key, and that's how I recognize the songs. They come in the same key and tempo, or sometimes they're a change up, but they're in the same key. And so that Heyoka spirit is bringing me a series, and it seems like this series so far is about taking a stand. And you can see when you look in the chat, you can see more about Heyoka are mysteriously and spiritually gifted by Wakantanka and the Wakian, the thunder beings. Words of the Heyoka are like a lightning bolt. So you can feel that in these songs too, for the people to keep them going during times of difficulty, usually recognized by backwards events. And when I first put this song together, I did it during my women's circle, and I actually put it together backwards. I forgot that when I look on my phone, the first recording that I see is the last recording that I did. And so it took me a few days to recognize that it was backwards. And then I knew immediately that it was Heyoka. And then, the only thing that made sense was the song about Ho, because I knew that was usually said by the men, but at least everybody's saying something native, even if they don't realize that. And then that final song that said, okay, well, you don't get it, but you just got to throw it out there, was that hey, 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 oka, hey, 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 yata. And hayata is the word in the animal calling song that we use in Sweat Lodge. And it's the spirits of the West. We always start with the Wakians, the spirits in the West, because you don't want to piss them off. They're thunder and lightning. So you always start with them. And that particular word translated as out in the country. So it was saying, get the song out in the country now, because they come when we need it. And so the rest of them, the only one that I really stuck with, and that Noah, my producer, stuck with, was Rain, Rain, Follow the Rain. You'll hear him play that rain stick through the rest of the song, and then slowly bring in the vocable. And if you want to hear that song that started it all, there's the YouTube link. And then that series took me to the AI producer who brought the Feathers song and then the Break the Shame song in through AI, which is pretty Heyoka itself. And I don't know where it's going, but it's something that keeps us going during times of difficulty. when we need it. Any thoughts? I'd love to hear.
Well, I think the sequence of events. I mean, how long have we been talking about working together in Band Lab?
Long
Since
time.
since we met.
Yeah.
And for me to get that song on the Field of Dreams, I never get songs on the Field of Dreams. I get songs when I'm grounded in nature, either staring at stars, laying in the grass, so forth. It's when my songs come. Or in live jam sessions when somebody comes up with something I'll be gifted, as a union of souls within the music itself. But I don't get songs in the dream time. And I was given a song just to wake up the next morning and get an email from Gail saying, I got a song.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the
But
way it works.
anyway, yeah, so there comes Christina too.
Mm.
So that empowerment drumming journey that you just posted to YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
that that is such a powerful song.
It is. It is. That is for the healing of the men.
Okay, so Freebird and Christine are just
Hey,
getting here.
Kristen Freeberg, welcome.
So where we are, this is normally Gail does songs from the Dreamtime every other Monday, and we both were gifted songs, and she ended up emailing me and said, "Do we want to do this?" I said, "Yes, let's do this." Because guess what happened to me? And then I even went into Band Lab and started trying to recreate the song that I was given. Well, I haven't started that yet, but I'm working on the process. But anyway, it's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Mhm.
So
So they
anyway,
they won't be able to see the chat unless I put that back in again. Is
I've
that
already
right?
done it. I've already put it
Yeah.
back in. Christina, check the chat. I may not have, I put it in for Freebird. Can you see the lyrics to the song we're going to be working on?
Not yet. I guess I need to put in again. Thank you so much for checking on me.
Okay, hang on a second. Let me grab them really quick. I'll put them back in. There we go. So, Gil, you want to get us started or?
Yeah, this is new, I haven't worked in a group before, but the line that told me to says, sing through me now, sing to me now, let's all sing. La 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 la. Passing for a while if I don't stay long, just to feel alright. My soul takes flight through the darkest night. My life becomes bright, searching everywhere for insight. Kings, kings, kings ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings that do not care. So that's how it told me to bring it here. Sing to me now, sing through me now, let's all sing. But I flipped it when Shonda played the sleepy versions. I realized I'd flipped it and it's actually sing through me now, then sing to me now. I don't always stick on the details, but that one feels like it wants to. And I'll say, at the same time that bringing all of our voices together, anybody that wants to lay down a track or lay down a line that we can play with and put together on Band Lab. I'll warn you that Band Lab will hold you captive. It will take hostages. Get in there and you get in creative mode and it's hard to leave, but it's worth it.
And I second that emotion. I've been in there since yesterday morning.
Yeah,
I spent Easter with Band Lab.
it's great. Yeah.
Okay, so what about the intro there?
I love that hook. That's how they catch me. They wake me up and they catch me with the hook. And the hook is generally one that I won't mess with. I'll keep it as the hook and I'll keep it as true as I can. I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart. That's the wake up line. And tap, I tap my heart. You see a lot of this woo-woo hand on heart, but our traditional way is to tap our heart. We kind of wake it up, tap on it. And I was working on the dance for the earth element, and the first movement is 3 taps to the heart and then offering with the hand. So then this song came, I can tap the stars glowing. And there's not a pause there. There was, because I had to take a breath from the sleepy time. But then it goes up real high. I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart. But it's better in the recording. Lighting up the world right from the start, I wrote out, shining on our souls as we
Do our
do
part.
our part. Yeah, thank you. Reuniting souls never apart. Okay, there's a typical Heyoka line. Reuniting what's never apart. It's also part of the Zen chant. Soto Zen chant says, sentient beings are numberless. I vow to save them. Can't count them, but I'm going to save them.
Okay. So are you saying the hook is listed first?
Yeah,
So, okay.
tap
So
the
then the
star.
entrance is Sing Through Me?
Um, I don't know. I don't know. Just the only things, I mean, this is the way it came in, and the first line gets pinned, and the rest, I don't know. Let's play. Play with it. Anything that's coming to
Okay.
anybody, toss it out and we'll see where it goes.
I I like what you just did. I like starting with the refrain. Sing
Okay.
to me now, now, sing to me now.
Let
Let's
it
all sing.
all sing. La 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 la
La la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la
la.
la la.
And when that line came through, it reminded me of something we used to say when I was in high school that took a tremendous amount of courage. I could feel it kind of shake me up when I would say it, but it was when we first started taking a stand, and my father was district attorney at the time. That's the only reason I had the courage to say it, but it caught on. And we would catch something, and remember, it was still forced assimilation. All of our ways were illegal. But we would say, that's mighty white of you, when people would catch us like that. And when I heard that la 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 la, that woke me up, it took me back to that. That's mighty white. That's a mighty white la 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 la. That's not a vocable. That's a la 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 la. But then, I went back to sleep, and it kind of made sense in the Heyoka way. And Kristen Freeberg, do you need me to go over Heyoka again so you have a better feel for what Heyoka does and is about?
Well, this is Freebird, and no, I'm very good and familiar with Heyoka the coyote.
Good,
Thank
good,
you.
good. Okay, okay. And this one, both times it did come at the time of the thunder, so it's very thunder. And each line comes like a lightning bolt when it comes from a Heyoka spirit helper who's done their work. So that's why the lines are kind of lightning bolts. But yeah, I like that sing through me now, sing to me now. And that's what brought me here. That's what told me, let's all sing, bring it here. Let's see what comes
So
up.
what's the medley on Passing for What if I don't stay long?
Passing for what if I don't
Don't
stay
stay
long,
long
just to
to
feel
feel
alright.
alright.
My soul takes
Takes
flight
flight,
through the darkest
dark
night. My life becomes fright, searching
everywhere
everywhere for
for inside.
insight. Then I go back to sleep, and the line comes. Kings, kings, kings ruling everywhere. Kings, kings,
Kings
kings
can
that do not
do not
care.
care.
And that was my wake up. I woke when that one woke me up. I was kind of like, WTF, you know, like I don't know what this is and where it's
Yeah.
going, but I'm going back to sleep. So I'm not going to try to figure it out now. I'm going back to sleep. And the first thing I fussed at Heyoka, I said, there's a line that's humming. I don't remember the tune now, but it was humming, and I was trying to sleep in, and I fussed and I said, "You woke me up again to hum." But it was the critical point when the vocables came in. That was where they came in. That was their entrance during the hum, so you could hear the vocables. So it all makes sense, even if it takes a year or two. And then the next part, if you can't face it, throw it all back. This is classic shadow work. This is what we're called to do. Face the kings, and if they can't face it, throw it back into shadow and work it through the night. Work it through shadow, work it through projection. Throw it all back is kind of like Chiron shows up with a projection when you feel that poisonous arrow in your interactions with somebody. That's Chiron giving you a chance to see something from the shadow that is in the mirror of another person. That's why the other person can trigger us so bad. And when I use trigger in this way, I'm talking about pushing our buttons. I'm not talking about PTSD triggers. But it's an opportunity to bring something out of shadow. And that's where the gold is. Carl Jung says that 90% of the gold is in the shadow. And the shadow reconciles the opposites. And the opposites, are up here in passing for white and reuniting souls never apart. And the la 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 la. And of course, bringing things from the shadow into the light. That's how it starts. And you got to work them through the night. Another line in one of my songs is light inner work with stars, like in light inner worlds with stars. And so it's all about stars. Just keep it inside and let it work out slowly. Because that way it's not it's not rewounding. It's allowing that shadow to be integrated and to be accepted and to realize that there really is no good and bad. There is appropriate choice in the place and time for everything.
That's a graceful way of saying that. I like that. No,
Yeah.
I phrase it another way, but yeah. So what's the medley on the shadow work there? If you can't face it, throw it all back.
If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the
Where the
real,
real work is.
that's where the real work is. The first line, the real work is kind of flat, kind of
Monotone.
in a line.
That's
Yeah,
where the
yeah.
real work
That's where the
is.
real work is. That's where the real work is. If you can't face it, throw it
Throw it
all
all
back.
back.
That's where the
Where
real
the
work is.
work is.
That's where
That's
the
where the
real
real
work
work
is.
is. And
Yeah,
the closing and the refrain there.
line it up right. Show it the light. Work through the
Through the
night.
night,
Keep
keep
it
it
inside.
inside.
Which is kind of a mantra, kind of goes into mantra. That energy, that flat line, just do it.
Okay, so where does that opening bridge fit in?
Yeah,
If you're
that's a good
starting with the
question.
refrain.
I don't know.
Okay, take it, start with the frame. Let's go all the way through. And when it feels like the bridge should be there, stop, and then we'll go back and put the bridge in.
Okay, you guys help with this. Or do you want to play the recording so I won't run out of voice?
Yeah. Let me get share screen back up. Hang on.
It'll be a little more together because I don't know this song yet. It's becoming known.
Hang on. I've got too much stuff. I gotta get back to
It's
that
that
file.
it's that BandLab link. Or did I? I don't know if
Oh,
I sent you.
no, you didn't send me the band
I
link.
sent you I sent you the voice message. I think I sent it to you as a voice message.
Oh, the last one was a band lab link? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, hang on.
I can try to find it again, maybe, or I can send
Oh,
it
I've
again.
got I put it in a folder. I've got it. Audio. Huh. Yeah, it's just,
That's it. First pass.
well, that's it. Yep, that's it. First pass. Yeah. Yeah, because that was the very last one, because I numbered all the tracks as they came through. And I just put and what's the name of this? I put Thunder Song, but that's not the name of it.
The name of the one we're working on.
Yeah.
I'm calling it Tap the Stars.
Tap the Stars. That's right. Okay, let's pull this up. Hang on. And this is just a vocal track, you guys, so you got to listen really close. I
Yeah, the
suggest if you got,
timing,
yeah, I suggest if you got headphones. Let me see if this
timing's
pulling
not
up.
right either, obviously. We'll get
I
there.
can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right from the start, shining on our souls as we do our part, reuniting souls never apart. Sing through me now, sing to me now, let's all sing. La 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 la, la la la, la 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 la, la la la. Passing for white if I don't stay long, just to feel alright. My soul takes flight through the darkest night. My life becomes fright. searching everywhere for insight. Kings, kings, kings ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings that do not care. If you can face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. If you can face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. Line it up right, show it the light. Work through the night, keep it inside.
That version's a lot closer to what came in. I tend to.
Glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world, bright in the start, shining on our
Is that
souls
on loop?
as
It just
we
started over,
do
didn't it?
our
I don't. I, that,
Well,
I don't know.
let's wait
I didn't know
because
Band Aid
yeah,
have a loop. I've been looking for one forever. That would help me a whole lot when I'm learning this song.
yeah, because you're back at the intro.
Let's all sing.
Nope, it's on loop.
La la
Okay, let me
la,
stop share
la
screen. Hang
la
on a second.
la, la la
And I'm gonna have to go back and turn it off. Hang on. Okay, so this is a very creative thing, actually being here as a group in the actual creative process as it comes through. And I've got music playing in my background. Hang on, I'm going to try to go turn this off. Oh, it's Heal Your Soul Ancestral Chants from the Native Americans. Okay, it's YouTube I had up. So, here's the thing. Um, I think in the conversation that you either got distracted from the process or it just got moved. And I think you should trust the process because if you look at the way you typed the lyrics, the bridge is at the top. And if you look at that vocal track we just listened to, the bridge is at the top, not the refrain. So I think you ought to
Mhm.
do it exactly the way, and you just said it yourself right now. You said that's more the way it came.
Yeah.
So I think we ought to go back to the way you typed it and the way you sang it and build it from there.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
And let me, okay, so,
They
okay,
usually don't come in.
and I've totally forgot that bridge. Okay, do the top again. Tap
I
the stars.
can, I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right
Right
from
from the start.
shining on our souls. We
And
your heart, reuniting soul,
so
never apart. Sing through me now, sing to me now.
human now,
Let's all
say
sing. La la la
la la
la la la la la la
la
la.
la la la. Oh, I thought you said that were 7 times there. What happened to the other 5?
7 laws. One, two,
Oh,
three,
okay,
four,
never
1, 2,
mind.
3.
Okay,
Laws.
I thought you was talking about 7 lines of lalas. Okay, go ahead.
I can
Okay,
remember that.
passing for what? I was going to say, man, that's gonna when I first heard you say it's gonna really be long. Okay, go ahead. Okay, passing for what?
Asking for a wife if I don't stay long. Just to feel alright, my soul takes
Takes
flight
flight.
through the darkest night. My life
Life
becomes
becomes
bright, searching everywhere for
for
insight.
inside.
Kings, kings,
Kings,
kings,
kings, you
everywhere. Kings,
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 kings
kings.
that
Do
do not care. Little different from the first verse. Not real different. Kings, kings, kings. Big different. Real change up there.
yeah.
And it repeats everywhere. So there's an emphasis everywhere. Not just on Turtle Island, but kings everywhere.
Okay. And the next one?
If you can't face it, throw it all
Oh,
back.
back.
That's where
That's
the
where the
real
real
work.
work is.
That's where
That's
the
where the
real
real
work
work
is.
is.
You can't face it, throw it
Throw it
all
all
back.
back.
That's where
That's
the
where the
real
real
work.
work is.
That's where the
Where the
real
real
work
work
is.
is.
Line it up right, show it
Show
the
it to
light,
the light.
work
Walk
through the
through the
night,
night.
keep
Keep
it
it
inside.
inside.
Insight and then insight is another play.
Yeah, keep it inside. Keep it inside.
And everywhere for insight. Keep it inside. Come on, you guys, throw some ideas out here. Throw some thoughts, throw some anything. Throw some rocks, throw some mud, throw some rose petals, throw some tomatoes, rotten tomatoes, whatever's coming to you, throw it out here.
Well, this
Oh,
is Freeborn, and I realized that this is the way it came through. However, when it was playing on the loop, coming back around to that first top verse, I can tap the stars glowing deep within. I really liked the fact that was the ending piece. And the last thing that is shared is reuniting souls never apart. So
yeah,
maybe that verse is like a beginning and an ending. Like it just wraps it all right back around in
I
the
think you're
end.
right. I think you
Yeah,
got it. Yeah,
that
that needs to happen.
I think that's where the bouncing was to begin with. It's yeah, that it's supposed to end with, and usually in songwriting progression, if you start with the bridge, you end with the bridge. So that's a good catch there, Freebird. I like that too, Gail.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So I'm going to
Anybody else?
I think we ought to do the la 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 sometimes.
Mhm.
No, I'm joking. Okay, hang on. I'm fixing to re-put. Okay, so that's a copy. I'm going to add that bridge back into lyrics. Okay.
Yeah, I'm taking notes too. So I have it.
Okay, and we got a new set of lyrics in the
Mhm.
chat with the
Yeah, I love that line. I'm really happy to bring that energy back.
Yeah, that's what caught my attention because I didn't normally nothing will loop like that. That's probably my computer that's set on loop.
I've been trying to get it to loop for years and I've never figured out
Well,
how to
that's
do it.
yeah, I'm saying that's not BandLab. That's probably my
Mm,
music program that's set on loop right now. The reason
yeah,
it did loop, but it happened for a reason, which is really cool.
right. Right. And spirit
And
helpers love electronics. They love to play with electronics. Like we'd go into Luampe ceremony and there'd be 50 people in the room with all the windows covered up, and all of a sudden the ceiling fans would start coming on and off and on and on. Yeah,
we're in Mercury retrograde now too. Okay, so
for
I
the
got
whole
that.
month. Yeah,
Yeah, so I got that added.
All right, can I jump in and ask a question?
please, please.
How how with you guys making? I've been writing songs here the past few days. I've wrote like seven. Um, I was just wondering in a level. I was gonna see if you'd allow me to play one, but in it, the question being, writing music, creating music, and AI. How does that make musicians feel?
I've got the two of these songs came in through an AI producer that just popped in out of nowhere. And it's it's a real contribution that was made. It's an it was a creepy feeling, Michael. I'll admit when the song I was okay with all along, even though he wore me out, sending me stuff like, oh, here's this AI version, software version, and here's this AI software version, and I finally just said, okay, you can just do all that, just do all that and land somewhere, and I'll go with it. And
And
but
do
then
you rem
when he did the video, that freaked me out. Totally freaked me out, Michael, because he captured my soul from my dance YouTube channel. AI took my whole dance YouTube channel and captured my soul, and I could recognize the way I read the room with my eyes. Because I've always said AI, I can tell AI because the eyes aren't real, but it focused on my eyes because I could see my soul captured. And that was spooky.
I love hearing that. That's amazing.
It was spooky because, for one thing, we don't even say someone's name the first year they cross over because it can interrupt their transition.
Okay.
And I thought, okay, when I die, I'm going to have this little robot running around singing my songs. What's that going to do to my transition? So I asked the dream world. And when I went into the dream world that night, my previous dog, who was the dog of my life, showed up in a dream and he told me that there was an AI video of him too, and that it was called Sounder. And it said it kept echoing Sounder, 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 Sounder. And I was like, okay, Sounder, but I don't know what that means. I got the word, but I don't know what it means. And then like at the end of the week, I was talking with Joan Henry about it. And she knew that in the early 70s, there was a film that changed the life of freed slaves at that time. And the name of the film, it was about a dog, and they named the film Sounder. So then I felt like this is okay. Whatever's going on here, I don't understand it, but I'll roll with it. And then I agreed to release that first AI song and video. Some of my friends hated it. They
Yeah,
loved the
you remember, yeah, you remember what you sent it to me before you released it. You remember what I told you? You
yeah,
remember? I said, I do not like that. That's spooky shit. I said, don't do
yeah,
that. And
yeah,
I said, I love the song, Get Rid of the Robot, you know?
right. Most people said that. Yeah, but it was something I had agreed to, and there was something about it. And it was at the time when the writer's strike was going on. So it was my experience of that and of AI. And I felt like it was important to share that experience, especially with people who have known me since childhood and really could recognize that my spirit was taken. You know, it was there, even though that crazy looking robot image, it did something. It went somewhere, and I knew that I didn't know.
Yeah,
And
I
then the
did not.
second one, you know, the second was a lot better because he took the the essence of the song, and I told him no more me, okay? No
Right.
more images of me.
That
Make the
was a big
images fit
improvement.
the
Yeah.
song. Totally made a difference, and that's what made the huge difference there. But he left out some of the words that had come in dreams, you know, and when the words come in dream, I'm a stickler on them when they're really, really forceful and clear in the dream. And he left out the lines that were in Lakota ceremony language because he didn't know what it was saying. And so I had to ask him to put those back in. And I don't know if he left it out or if AI left it out. Maybe AI left it out because it didn't know Lakota ceremony language. But I asked him to put it back in, and he did a good job putting it back in. And the images were really powerful, although some of my friends hate those images. But they reach people that I would not otherwise reach. And so I figure that's what that's for. And I did another version just for contrast with my usual Salagi producer, young guy, you know, just hitting 30. And it did not have the impact. It did. They're both there on YouTube. You can see the difference. It did not have the impact. But then I was done with the AI producer. You know, I said, I'm done. I'm done. And the next song felt like it wanted to be in that genre. It wanted to be in that AI field, but I just didn't have another 3 months of working on a song in me with all that, like a gazillion options. And, you know, I dragged Shonda in on the last one and I said, help. And she did help all along the way. It was like, this is too much of that. And this is, and he was just really, really working it. And I think he was happy to be done too, because he was not a native guy. And it was an indoctrination for him. It was like a, you know, pulling him into something he probably wouldn't have gone to.
Yeah. He'd have her in a 7-stack harmony and then take her back to distortion. And I'm going, what the hell? Get rid of that. Oh my God. Where
Well,
did
in the
Gil's
chat,
beautiful little clean voice go? Oh man.
in the chat, I did put it's Suno. It's where you can take your lyrics. You can have it write lyrics about put a little prompt in about what you're wanting the song to be about, the type of genre, so on and so forth. I don't it only can be a 2 minute long, so it's only so much on Suno. But literally I've got the 7 songs that I wrote. There are 30 30 different genres that I went through, and just because you can only do 10 on each free ones on each email, but I have like 25 different Gmails, so I can leverage doing that and trial
Uh-huh.
error, what have you. But can I play you guys a couple just a little touch of Seed the Change full AI? I went backwards. I took all of my white paper, right? It's like 25, 30 pages of stuff, and then had it go from there into a song. And it's pretty phenomenal. I was wondering if I could share it with you guys.
Well, I
I'm
was just
just
sitting
trying
here
to,
thinking you should probably play with Michael as an AI producer for a while too. So let's see his work really quick.
All right. Well, this is
I'll,
just going to be the audio because I'm on my phone and it's through the computer, but let's see.
yeah, I'll tell you, my 70-year-old tech support, when the last song came through, calling in our invisibles, our immortals, the Nanahi, she said, we're gonna have to do a video with AI. And she hated it. She absolutely hated it the first time, but then she heard that song. It was the third song or the fourth song overall, and she says, we're gonna have to go to AI. So yeah, yeah. We might
It's an
play.
ever-changing world. I was just wondering because I'm not that well. I found I have lots of skills and creativity is boundless, right? Um,
Right.
but it's just the level of I wonder how it really makes some people feel because of what I've done in the past 3 days. Yeah, some would call it a distraction, but now I'm writing jingles for bringing some companies in and some really unique stuff, right? That it can embrace who they are, the music they love. I'm remaking one right now for Elon Musk's gummies because they're just flying off. It's insane, right? But I'm looking at making a song because he likes grunge, right? And go through and just create these little silly jingles and then to like you
Michael, play the song. Let's
said,
go. Play the song.
all right, here you go.
Yo, it's 2024, see the change is the name. The cannabis challenge igniting the flame. From the US to Canada, borders disappear. One green community, our vision is clear. Free the green, let it flourish and grow. Break the stigma, watch the knowledge flow. Sharing skills, stories, and digital displays. Celebrating harvest every single day. Empowerment, education, that's the key. Unlocking potential for generations to see. Cannabis respected, its futures unbound. Collective action going loud. Growers unite, a passionate force. Sharing techniques, charting a brand new course. Sustainability matters, respect for the land. See the change movement taking a stand. Free the green, let it shine bright. Advocacy rising with all our might. Judges and guests with wisdom ignite. The future of cannabis, taking a brand new life. Empowerment, education, that's the key. Unlocking potential for generations to see. Cannabis respected, its futures unbound. Collective action going loud.
And then the rest isn't perfect, but there's one version. I've got it in reggae and psychedelic folk, deep some southern
Wow.
blues, some delta trap, combining ED techno. It's just wild of all the different styles, and then being able to hear those words written from a perspective of this robot.
Sounds
But
pretty good, Michael. It sounds a little like I never listened to country music, but it sounds so familiar that I wonder how much is rip off. You know, how much is it ripping off who's it ripping off? Just sounds so much familiar. But yeah, it'd be interesting to hear the reggae version and see if that's, Bob Marley.
yeah, most of them it's not very, very good. I've had to, needless to say, to get like 30 of them, I probably made 70, 80 different versions and then
Oh,
pulled
you got
through.
endurance. I don't have endurance. But that's good. Yeah, I appreciate that in the chat. I'll probably play with it. Hopefully
It's
Shonda will
it's
play
it's
with it.
it's really fun. The key in it, if you do use it, it's the adjectives. So like if you do say Delta South Blues, if you put iconic or aggressive or intense or happy, bouncy, little that I found that the adjective in this AI is a big, big difference.
Interesting. Yeah, thank you for the tips.
Thank you guys for letting me share. I look forward to making more art with you.
Yeah. Yeah, this
It'll
is
be
great.
fun. Okay, so from the top.
From the top.
From the top.
You want to play it again or section by section, or anybody have any change up?
No, I think we need to run through it from the top. Just like we always do. You run through it from the top with us with our mics off. Singing with you, but not so loud that we can't hear you. We should be singing under our breath. And then we'll turn our mics on.
Yeah, good, good. Yeah, and notice the difference when I have another voice, it's like fuel. It's like, blowing on the fire. I can really go somewhere with another voice to entrain with. Does that make sense? Shonda, you can hear the difference when you
Yeah,
sing with me.
yeah.
That's why I always
Most,
beg people, sing with me, sing with me. But
that's
yeah,
why this
we'll
is,
get
yeah,
it.
that's why this is such a good idea to
Oh, yeah.
work on these in unison.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay, so take it from the top.
Okay. I can tell the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right from the start, shining on our souls as we do our part, reuniting souls never apart.
Okay,
Sing.
Gail, let's do it session by session because this is pretty long. That way
Yeah,
we don't lose memory.
it
Okay,
is.
again with everybody. Everybody turn on your mics.
Yeah,
And remember, you should be watching Gail's mouth and singing when you see her forming the words.
and yeah, that's good. That overcomes the delay, the Zoom delay, which is not too bad. But also, if you just got a word, a line, whatever you got, just throw it in the pot. It's good. You don't have to have the whole thing. Don't worry about any of that. Okay. I can tell the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right
Right
from the
from the start,
shining on our
our
soul.
souls,
We
they
do
do our part.
uniting souls never
Never
apart.
apart.
You'll notice in the lyrics I've got some words capitalized, and those are the ones that are stressed. There's a little hint. Okay. Go on or go again with that one.
Now
Next one
keep
is
going. Keep going.
okay. Sing through me now, sing to me now. Let's all sing. La 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 la. Okay, all together. Open mics. Sing through me
To me
now,
now,
sing to me
to me
now.
now.
Let's
Let's
all
all
sing.
sing. La la
La
la la
la la
la.
la
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 la la.
la la
La la
la
la la
la
la.
la.
La la la.
Passing for a while if I don't stay long, just to feel alright. My soul takes flight through the darkest night. My life becomes bright, searching everywhere for insight. All together, passing for a
For
while.
what
I
if I
don't
don't
stay
stay
long,
long?
to
Just
feel
to
alright.
feel right.
Soul
Soul
takes
takes
flight
flight.
through the
Darkest
night.
night.
This life
Life
becomes
becomes
bright,
bright.
searching everywhere
Everywhere. For
for
inside.
insight. Kings, kings, kings ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings that do not care. All together. Kings, kings, kings
Kings, kings,
ruling
ruling everywhere.
kings, kings
Kings, kings, kings,
do
do
not
not
care.
care.
If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. All together. If you can't
And
face it,
face it,
throw it
throw it
all
all
back.
back.
That's
That's
where
where the
the
real work is.
That's where
That's
the
where the
real
real
work
work
is.
is.
If you can't
Can't
face
face
it,
it,
throw
throw
it
it all
all.
back.
That's where the
That's
real
where
work
the work
is.
is.
That's where
That's
the
where the
real
real
work
work
is.
is.
Line it up right, show it the light, work through the night, keep it in sight. All together, line it up right,
Right,
show it
show
the
it to the
light,
light.
work
Work
through
through
the
the
night,
night.
keep it
Keep it
in
inside.
I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right from the start, shining on our souls as we do our part, reuniting souls never apart. All together, line
I
it up,
can touch
The
the
stars
glow.
deep within your heart.
fit inside. Somebody's sounding good there, yeah. Lighting up the
Up the
world
world
right
right
from
from the start.
on our souls as we
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 do
do
our
our part.
uniting souls
United
leading
souls
souls. Never
never apart.
Yeah, somebody sounded good. I wish I could see who I'm hearing. But yeah, thank you guys coming in. Here, I can't hear you, Stephanie. I want to hear you.
I was just asking, is there something, a link you can send to hear you singing this song?
Yeah, I can forward on Messenger, or I can forward the file to you on Messenger.
Okay. It's always good to hear. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah. Yeah, it'll be that first version, yeah. And then just loop it and go back to the top. That's really the only thing we've changed. And we've added a lot of echoing and harmonizing. Shonda's probably got the right words. I don't speak the jargon that well. But you know, everybody who can come in with a line, a harmony, or an echo. The AI guy called it candy, I think. Give me some ear candy to play with. And that's easy to work in on BandLab. You can put it all over the place. And AI went wild with it. Did I see a hand? Shonda, can you see
Yes,
the
this
hand?
is Chris. I just, as we were hearing the echoing, it really revealed itself like like a round almost.
Yeah, I love rounds. Our songs are so round oriented. Anybody who can come in with a round, please. And Ari, I see you. Welcome, Ari. Join in. Join in, everybody. So we want to round it. We want to do a few refrains as rounds. I don't know how long my voice is gonna hold up, but you guys tell me.
Hey, yeah, okay. I think I found a quiet spot.
Okay. And I dropped that link in the chat, you guys. Y'all should be able to access the file.
Great. Thank you, Shonda. That's great. And I
Okay,
grabbed
you
my book.
take Gail, you take the bridge. I'll take the refrain, and then who's gonna
Weave,
pick up next? Who's gonna pick up next?
weave and wander, jump in anywhere, anytime. Just weave it magically. Don't worry about anything. And Michael Camp, if there's any other AI programs that you recommend for making videos from songs or the songs themselves, please share with us your experiences. Okay, from the top all together, mic's open. Is that what we're doing? Weave and wonder?
Yep.
Everybody, however?
Yep.
Good. Did I? Yeah, okay, here we go. I can tap the stars glowing deep within your
heart,
lighting up
lighting
up the
the
world
bright
from the
from
start,
shining
shining
light
on our souls
as we
as we
to our heart.
reuniting souls never apart. Sing through me now, sing to me now. Let's all sing. La la la
la la
la
la la
la
la
la.
la 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 la.
Oh, what if I don't stay long? Just to feel alright. My soul right through the darkest
The
night.
darkest
My
night,
life
my life
becomes
becomes
bright. Searching
searching
everywhere for insight.
inside.
Looking through every square. Kings too that do not care. If you can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real work is. That's where the real work is. Can't face it, throw it all back. That's where the real, that's where the real work is. Line it up right with the light. Through the night, keep it inside. I can tap the stars glowing deep within your heart, lighting up the world right from the start, shining on our souls as
As
we
we
are,
do,
uniting souls never apart.
oh,
Never apart. Sweet, sweet. And Michael Camp, you have my permission to play AI, however, wherever with this song. Okay, anybody else have anything to add? I just want to tap my heart to all you guys playing this way and opening your heart to Heyoka dream songs. And the thunders are here, you know, so let's play with them carefully. They're strong, powerful energy, but we can be careful and we can play well and play nice with thunders like this. Play sweetly with the lightning bolt lines and see what
You know,
happens.
interesting. I was thinking about it earlier today, which I need to update you on some of the Thomas stuff, but the responsibility around fire that we don't have across our society when it's such this powerful alchemic force, but we completely forget what responsibility is necessary to wield that. And I was really
Yeah,
getting into that this morning.
yes, Ari, that's a beautiful addition. Balance, walk in balance. Very sweet. I'm working on the dance for the earth element. Actually, I just sent it to Noah. So it's all about balance. It came in with a journey that said balance, basically. So that is a beautiful reminder, especially the balance that the lightning bolts, that goes way back to Zeus throwing lightning bolts. That's power over paradigm. That's got us where we are now.
And stepping back into responsibility.
Yes, accountability will bring that balance to the plague of our collective right now, which is actually the hero, the adolescent worship. Never grow up, never grow old, where we worship adolescence instead of responsibility and wisdom. I get excited. I can't even talk when you're bringing balance to the complexes that are running our times. That's what we have to do. That's why we have to share these songs, to bring them into that energy and bring balance and frequencies and vibrations this way.
It's like irresponsibility has been so marketed.
Yeah. For money.
Mm-hmm. That despicable sword.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anybody else? Sing our gratitude and close out. Shonda, ready to do that?
It looks like she's on the phone with Phil. Gee, Phil.
Oh, okay. See, we can't stop the recording, so I guess we'll keep going.
Yeah, just keep.
Let's weave and wander some more. Let's just weave and wander with the lines and the rounds. Let's just forget the verses and play with the fun part, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Sing through me now, sing to me now. Let's all sing.
La 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 la.
Kings, 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 ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings that do not care.
Kings, kings, ruling.
Show the light.
Kings, kings, kings that do not care.
Beautiful. See how those lines can dance? Perfect, perfect. Keep playing. Sing now, sing to me now. Let's all sing.
Kings, kings, kings that do not care.
Kings, 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 ruling everywhere. Kings, kings, kings that do not care.
Light up bright, show it the light, work through the night, keep it inside.
Show it the light, work through the night, keep it inside. Let's round that one. Line it up right and weave those other kings and lines through it too. Okay.
Okay.
Line it up right, show it the light, work through the night, keep it inside. Line it up right, line it up right, show it the light, show it the light, work through the night, Keep
Share
it
it the
inside.
night. Work
Skin,
through the
skin,
night. Keep it
everywhere.
inside.
Kings, kings
Run
that
that
do not
right.
care.
Share it the light. Work
Na,
through the
na,
night. Keep it
na,
inside.
work in the night. Keep
Kings,
it
kings, kings. Ruling everywhere. Kings,
true.
kings, kings. But do not care.
That do not care. I made it all for you. Show up on the night. Work through the night. Keep it inside. Beautiful. Is anybody co-host that we can stop the recording? No, nobody's co-host. Let's see. Nobody's co-host. Okay, let's play the original version again from the chat. Can anybody do that? I don't think I can do that, but you see where she put the original recording on the chat? Can anybody play that? Does anybody have enough bandwidth to play that? Nobody?
Yeah, I think I can play it here, but I don't know if you can hear it.
No, can't hear it.
Okay. Yeah, it's pretty low volume too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Richard, any chance you can get that to play? Anybody set up to be able to hear? Mm. Anybody have any comments? Since we can't seem to get there. Hey, Keith.
Hello. Sorry about that.
That's all right. Shonda's on the phone and we're still recording, but we're done. We were about to sing our gratitude song, but we can't. Nobody's co-host and we can't stop the recording, so we're just hanging out.
It sounds good. I'm just playing with plants and spending the time at home today.
Nice. Well, let's sing our gratitude and we'll trim the recording if we need to. Join me. Open mic, join me. Kumkashanai, unchimalaye, mitak yeo, unchimaka, mani uchuri, ilamaya ye. Ancestors, grandmothers, please share compassion
Share
on the nations. Grandmother, water side, we are grateful.
We are grateful.
Thank you, Chris. Anybody have any comments they want to share? Anybody have any Heyoka experiences? Freebird, do you want to share some Heyoka story with us? If you're okay doing that on the recording that we might trim.
Oh, I don't have a problem with it. Yeah. My first experience with coyote Heyoki medicine was um many years ago when I was first stepping onto my conscious path. It's probably been a couple of years, and so I was doing what I called animal spirit drumming. It's kind of a little workshop that kind of just came through me, and had the fire out there, and it was close. This was the month in December, and so I only had two participants show up, and it was two males, and one of them was wanting to date me, and the other one we had gone out a couple of times. But I get the fire started, and we invoke the directions, and we're sitting there and we're drumming, and I'm sitting between these two, and I heard so clearly, "There's a coyote here. There's a coyote here." I'm going, okay. So they were sharing back and forth. And of course, one of them was speaking about coyote medicine and sharing, the trickster and so forth. And, so my little human brain at the time goes, "Oh, that's the coyote. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this guy." And we, a couple of weeks go along, and suddenly this guy is like starting to move things into the house, into the doghouse. And I'm going, whoa, 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 whoa. Wait a minute. What's happening here? Oh, I have to leave where I'm at. Da, 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 da. And he gets a phone call, and it's his wife. And you can hear the kids in the background. And I'm going, whoa, 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 whoa. You take this stuff and you go right back where you came from. And I had even considered, showing up at the doorstep and introducing myself to the wife and going, you, this man that you're married to, type of thing. So I then professed to be completely single. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. And I go later and to an event, and I was like, "Oh, creator, you said I'd have a buddy or I'd have somebody with me." And I ended up showing up by myself. And normally you can just walk straight into this premiering event thing that was taking place. It was called Elephant in the Living Room. And instead, for whatever reason, Spirit had me walk all the way around to the far side of the door. And I come in, and there was the other gentleman that had showed up, the fires, and he proceeded to sit back with me and so forth. So that was my first experience on Coyote, in that, it tricked me all the way around. I had heard that a Heyoki, a trickster, was there, but I chose the wrong one. So that was my first experience with Coyote. And then I've had Coyote show up in ceremonies and so forth. And I'm not going to explain any particular one, but they always tend to bring joy and laughter and so forth. Just a lot of fun and jokes and laughter. I mean, I don't know what else to say about it other than that. Because I asked and said, from here on out, okay, there's the trickster, but I want to be able to see through the tricks. And so that's where when I started working through with Roadrunner medicine. The whole the Roadrunner and the Coyote. Well, it's true. I ended up over in the West, and a big Roadrunner, the first time I had seen a Roadrunner, and I'm going, that's how I can see when a coyote is coming. I need Roadrunner medicine. So I started working with Roadrunner so I could see the trickster coming. But that's my
Sweet.
Yes, so thank you for letting me share.
Yeah, thank you, Freebird. That's great. Those are great examples. I'll share one of my stories and hope you guys will be reminded of one. I was having this intellectual discussion with a very intellectual friend who'd studied Gurdjieff and all these, brainy guys about Heyoka. And he was saying, oh, that's blah, 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 blah. That's blah, and I was just saying, no, it's real, and as we were having this discussion, we were in my kayak on the lake, and there was a road that ran along one side of the lake, and I was getting nowhere with this intellectual discussion because Heyoka's not intellectual at all, just absolutely nowhere. And all of a sudden, this car started driving backwards down the road that was right in front of us that went along the lake. And it was probably a quarter of a mile with this little blue car just driving backwards. And the guy just threw up his hands and he said, okay, 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 I get it. I get it. And then he was silent for like 5 minutes. And then he said, did you arrange that? I was like, you're really overestimating my arrangement abilities if you think I arranged something like that. But anytime you see the backwards, and I'll be walking through the woods talking with people, and I'll find that all of a sudden I'm walking backwards. And this same intellectual guy was on a hike with me, and he was trying to convince me of something again. And I saw him walking backwards into a mother bear and more cubs than I could count on a rock cliff. And my spirit leaped out of my body, leaned my body against a tree. I could not speak. And this Heyoka voice just said, let him learn. And so I let him walk backwards into that pile of mother bear and cubs. Once again, he did not have anything intellectual to say at all. Unfortunately, the cliff was slippery enough that she was taking care of the cubs and didn't have time to take care of either of us. So we turned around and went home. But that's the way it happens, and it's big lessons. It's not gonna bother with the small stuff, and it's backwards. There's always a backwards element, something backwards. And there's this beautiful I think it's called the Dreamkeeper series or something like that. In some nations, if there's a Heyoka dream, the person has to walk backwards all day through everything they do and dress in Heyoka, which is black and white opposites. And of course, we all know the reconciliation of the opposites is where the greatest energy comes from. When you pour water on that fire, steam is a big energy transformation. So that's the kind of energy we're dealing with Heyoka. And actually, in our Salagi ways, it's the rabbit. The rabbit is our trickster energy. Heyoka is the Lakota term. Anybody else have any experiences like that they're curious about or they want to share? I'm sure Shonda's going to come back and tell us what Chief Hill's saying about the mapping or whatever. And also we could talk about what's coming up with our fire keepers on the 21st. What do we want to do? She says it starts at noon, runs all day, and she wants primarily indigenous peoples. So we're making lists. We're wondering if Ari can go back up and round up Thomas and come from there on the 21st, what he might need to be able to do that. And anybody else that any of you might know who would want to join and that I guess, you know, the 21st is part of her Earth Fest gathering. So that's going to be, I don't know if the theme of that day is indigenous or firekeeping, but if either comes to mind, please share with us.
Well, I don't think we'll be able to do it up at Thomas's. There's some shifting having to happen up there with the property, so I can fill you in a little. I don't know if we want to do it on here, but yeah, he is going to have to relocate the animals right now. So
Oh,
yeah, we won't. Yeah, something with a neighbor, but
oh, I know he had a run-in with the neighbor. That's too bad.
yeah. So we'll see what happens, but it doesn't look like too much is going to be able to be done up there until they figure out some differences. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I will figure out a fire somewhere, probably in Texas, which I think
That's
I'm
good.
headed there soonish.
Good. Okay. And at Freebird, you'll have your fire on the 21st. We don't know what time we're
Yes.
starting.
I will be in Albuquerque, actually just outside of Albuquerque, along, I'll have to look up the river on some land there. And this land has been in her family for many, 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 many years. And it was previously part of a reservation. And so she is, she's cut the property up for like a ridiculous price to sell. However, she knows in her heart she'll probably never get it and it won't sell. It's just kind of an experiment for her, but she plans on in her will or trust or whatever, she plans on returning it back to the people, to the nation. So that's where I will be, and a gathering of nations will be taking place there that following weekend. And we're doing, I'm a part of Red Spirit. We're female motorcycle riders. And we're the sisters to Red Rum, who are our brothers. We will be
We keep talking, Freebird. We keep talking and give me a small break, please.
Okay.
Let me take a
We
break.
will be, yes, ma'am. We will be having a motorcycle ride for the murdered and missing Indigenous women. It is our national ride at the same time that they're having the Gathering of Nations, which we were very blessed that they had asked us to be a big part of the Gathering of Nations. So this is our first time being a part of it. And we're having the ride. And interestingly enough, they're going to be taking the ride right through downtown, the whole main drag of Albuquerque from one end to the next to the Gathering of Nations. So we're really excited about that and bringing a big awareness into the area and to be able to support the group in that area. New Mexico has a very, very high rate of the MMIW, the murdered and missing Indigenous women. And we don't just tailor to the women, we also tailor to the children and some of the men as well too. So men are typically, they don't come up as missing like the women do though. So that happens the last weekend in April. And I'm very grateful and feel very blessed to be a part of both the 8th Fire and to be staying on this land. I'll be there for a couple of weeks, so I'll get a really good feel for it. I've been there before. It was just for a biker weekend though. So that'll be really sweet. And then to be a part of the Gathering of Nations. And then from there, I will continue the training and so forth and preparations for the Peace and Dignity journey, which is happening this year. I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with that. Um, if you're familiar with that at all.
I've been waiting to hear the whole story, Freebird.
Well, since I've kind of gotten a place here with a talking stick, so to speak, until someone returns, I will be happy to share the Peace and Dignity journey. In my understanding, started 4 years. They had a gathering with several tribal nations. Several of the elders and chiefs got together and said, we need to do this in 1990, which was 4 years after White Buffalo Calf was born. It's time to start bringing in the nations. And one of the traditions that was lost is the runners. They still use runners, some up in Canada. That is the understanding from my adopted dad, that there are territories up there where they still use runners to pass messages back and forth between the nations. And so they were the messengers, and they just would run and carry the messages from one nation to the next. So they bring that tradition back. And another reason for that is to kind of get the uh, movement and getting the youth to start running and exercising and things like that again as well. So they're running the first one actually took place in 1992, and the Eagle Runners, or the peace, that symbolizes peace, start up in Alaska, and they run from nation to nation, reservation to reservation, all the way down through Canada, United States, Mexico, and on into Central America. And they go from community to community. Communities host them. When the runners come in, they have ceremony. They feed you, you sleep, and then you get up, you have breakfast, you have ceremony, and you take off with the staffs again. Now, not every single runner runs the entire time. So, because there's times where you're going anywhere between 25 to, I think the longest I saw was 75 miles in one day. However, and that's a really, really long day. It also depends on the runners. You're carrying the staffs, and the staffs symbolize the prayers, and feathers are tied on. So as you're going from nation to nation, reservation to reservation, ceremony to ceremony, that community is adding prayers to that staff. And the staffs, the only time they touch the ground and in a very prayerful way is when you end and you plant it in the ground, or you place it on the pedestal, or whatever they have set up for us to place the prayer staffs. Some nations bring their own prayer staffs. I'm bringing a prayer staff for the grandmothers. I'm representing the grandmother tribe, and um, so I may run each runner is to dedicate 10 miles a day, be able to run 10 miles a day, be willing to run 10 miles a day if necessary, longer if needed. And so you run your mileage, and someone hops out of the van, takes the staff for you, and you hop into the van, and we keep on going down the road. So somebody is carrying all the staffs at some point in time. There's be several of us. And then, like, you get through California, Washington, that's an area where you have a lot of people and a lot of community. And so the core runners may not need to run at all during that period of time. That may be a period of time where they get a break, and the communities are carrying from nation to nation. Mexico gets a little more drawn out. But at the same time that the Eagle Runners are doing this, the Condor Runners are starting at the south tip. Please don't ask me to say the name. The south tip of South America. and the condor runners begin coming up South America. And every 4 years, they've gone from one side to the other side of the Panama Canal. So this year, the eagle runners will be hopping on the ferries to cross that 50-mile gap of the Amazon. I understand it's about 50 miles of water where we cross over. And we're meeting in Colombia this year. So I'm joining in Henderson, Nevada. At this point in time, that's where I'm knowing that I'm joining in at and continuing on down. There are core runners that start from the very beginning in Alaska and they come all the way down. We have we have a tributary route, plus to bring in what probably going to say that incorrectly, and please forgive me ahead of time, Quetzal and Hummingbird. So we have runners that will be doing their runs in their areas and joining in Mexico City. The same is true in South America. They will have runners be coming in and joining in their areas. And we will meet in Colombia on November 28th is the day that we are expected to arrive, 28th or 29th. And we have a 4-day ceremony of all the staffs, eagle and condor, elders, and so many do also come in. I imagine, I don't know for sure, but it's probably going to be very similar. Well, not similar, but the same context of many, many elders coming together in ceremony there in Colombia. And then our communities are responsible for making sure we make it back from Colombia. We get our airline flight or hop in the van and see if the van makes it all the way back. It's my understanding, this is just a little side joke, we'll say, hey, Oki, they shared that they have had many, many vans over the years and of all different makes and models. And the only ones that have ever made it back to the United States has been the Ford van. All the others kind of get, you know, they end up having to get a flight out because the van just died somewhere in Mexico and there's just no fixing it or whatever. So it's interesting that they're requesting, please make a donation of a Ford van. We want Ford. Our experience, it makes it the longest. So that's kind of the journey, the feeling of this year of it being so much more uh, important or impactful is the fact that it did not happen in 2020 with COVID. So it's been 8 years since it has been done. And this is also, you've got the eclipse, the year of the dragon, and, you know, eight fire. There's many other things taking place. And so there seems to be an added I don't have a word for it for this year. And the theme this year, which I find very, very interesting and quite synchronistic with this, with the many circles that I've been a part of and conversations and so forth, and especially the real importance of talking circles coming out. It is, and I have not quite learned how to say it. It's THTLOHA, Slaho or Sloha, and it's a shape of the symbol is a lizard, and the meaning is sacred listening and sacred speaking. So that's the big overall theme for the Peace and Dignity journey of 2024, and my understanding as I know it now. That came from the condors got to choose this year, and so it came from several of the elders in South America chose the theme. So that's what I know. It looks like Gail is back, so I'm more than happy to be quiet and turn the stick back over. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Actually, I'm going to pick the talking stick up because it's 5 o'clock.
You can stop the
And
recording if you want
yeah,
to,
we're
Sean.
still recording. But no, I just had a long conversation with Brother Phil, so I've got some stuff to share. So anyway, as tradition in the gathering, we say thank you to the energy in the room. We close the recording, and I'm just gonna say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's like all over the place today. Okay.